Today I'm going to look at the topic of media conversion. Now, you may have seen my previous video about how to acquire media, so how to source videos, music, things like that. And if you have, great. If not, just go and have a quick look, and that'd be much appreciated. But let's crack on. So, converting media. We've pretty much all of us kind of had a situation whereby we've downloaded a video, an audio file, a picture, something like that, that we've wanted to use in whatever program. So if you've downloaded audio, you might want to use it in an audio editing program, video in a video editing program. If you downloaded a picture, it might not have worked on a website that you're making, or might not have worked on your device. Whatever the reason, most of us have come across some situation whereby some form of media hasn't wanted to play ball. It happens a lot, and the main reason, I would say, is because there are so many types of media out there, and so many formats and plugins and compression codecs and decompression codecs. There's so many codecs out there that it can just make it a real pain for your system to know what's going on. And also, operating systems can make a big difference on what formats are accepted. So I'm using a Windows machine, but some of you might be using a Mac. Now, that can lead to problems. For example, Windows Media audio files might not play on a Mac, and a QuickTime file might not play in Windows. Unfortunately, these are problems they're avoidable, or you can at least get around them by having the right software installed, but the companies themselves are not going to change this anytime soon. They have a lot of money and time invested in their products and their software, and they don't want people from rival operating systems or rival companies being able to use their things, and I would say that's perfectly understandable. I would like to see more kind of sharing between companies and more cooperation, but it's not likely to happen anytime soon between such big companies. So let's crack on, shall we? Let's start with a photo. So if I have a photo, and maybe it's in a bitmap file format or a JPEG file format, and it's not quite compatible with a website or a device, there are options available. So one of the easiest, that which all Windows users will have access to, is you can open Paint. So let's just open our Windows menu, type in Paint, there we go, got Paint, and I could drag and drop a picture into here, and then I could go to File, Save As, and it's got various options. So I can save it as a PNG, a JPEG, a bitmap, a GIF, or I can go to the Other Formats option, and under the Save As type, it's got a drop down menu where I can select the format that I want to save it in. Now, JPEGs are pretty much accepted anywhere, same with bitmaps and PNGs really, but sometimes the actual process of a file being saved, it hasn't quite saved right, and you kind of want to save it as a different format, or just try to save it so it works in a certain way. So I'd say that's probably one of your easiest options, but I will talk about a program a bit later on that can do it for you as well. One of the main things that you will want to convert is music and video. Both of these forms of media have many problems that you will face. Now, I use Adobe Media Encoder for a lot of things. I think it's a great program. It has lots of presets that I can use, and you can make your own. I've made some presets for my home use. I've also made some for work purposes that are of no use to anyone else except me, because they are very odd resolutions. For example, one is in a resolution of 2400 wide by 600 high. Now you might be thinking, what kind of monitor system are you working with? It's actually 3 projectors stitched together. That makes for an interesting resolution, and you might have to convert media to that size. And yes, if you converted an 800 by 600 into 2400 by 600, it would stretch it beyond belief and it just wouldn't be usable. But say if you've created something in After Effects or Premiere Pro of that size and you exported it as the wrong format, so if you exported it using H.264 codec but you wanted to use maybe the GoPro Cineform codec, then you would have to convert it. And for that you would simply drag the file into Media Encoder. You can then select your preset and apply it to, so you can drag the presets over and drop them onto the file, and that will then convert it. If you're using Media Encoder to convert a lot of files, and a lot of files regularly more than anything, you can set Media Encoder up to use a watch folder. So with that, whenever you input files into a watch folder, it will pick up these files and it will convert them automatically. It is great if, say, you had several users all working on different things and each one had their own kind of preferences or formats, and you wanted to be able to have them all as the same format using the same codecs so that they would work on a specific machine. Now there is one caveat with Media Encoder. It is included in the Adobe suite, so you will have to pay for it. Now there are 3 options out there. One of the simplest, and once again this will primarily, or it will only apply to Windows users, Windows Movie Maker. Now you might be thinking, why the hell would I use that program? It is awful and it just shouldn't ever be opened or used. It shouldn't even be on my machine. But it is actually a really good program for just dumping a file in, selecting a format that you want it to be saved in, and then hitting save, and it'll do it. It's not huge, it's not going to eat through your memory or processor too much, and it's got a few presets that might apply to you. Now a program that I have used in the past as well is Format Factory. It is freeware, but when you install it, just make sure to take a bit of time to kind of look at the things you're clicking to make sure that it's not going to install any browser search engines and things like that and just completely clog up your machine with kind of add-ons and such, as tools like this do rely upon sponsorship. They have a company say, would you mind putting in our bit of software with yours, so that if a user clicks yes, I want this installed, it will install it. A company that is really bad for it, I would say, is McAfee. They quite often have their software bundled with other things. So like one example is Flash. If you download and install Flash, it does offer you the chance to install McAfee, and also there's a tool from Intel to do with password managers. Make sure you look at what you're clicking and what you're accepting, because it can be a nightmare to sort out later on. Taking 30 seconds at the start can save you 5 minutes down the line. Now, I haven't got this bit of software installed at the moment because I have shifted over to Media Encoder, but in my opinion it's one of the best kind of overall tools to convert media. It can convert music, videos, pictures, even documents, so like Word documents and PDFs. And it's got a little list here that just briefly shows some of the formats that it supports. Not big in size, 45 meg. And also, one of the cool things is it can convert up to 4 files at a time. Now, obviously, converting 4 files at a time will eat up your processor or your graphics card massively. There's no way around that, really. But if you are converting media, then you probably would set it to convert, then walk away for a bit, go get yourself a cup of tea, have a sandwich, whatever. Just do something while it's encoding. So yeah, that's one. There are a couple of ways of converting media. Now, one of the easiest ways of finding places or software like this is simply going onto Google, typing in file converter. Now, when I did it, it is the 4th option down, so it's on the website pcfreetime.com. Now, there are a few others: onlineconverter.com, Zamzar, Free File Convert, Convert Files, all sorts. I would not trust a lot of these. I have had to look at them, or a few at least, to kind of see which ones work. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video, to try and save you some legwork and some time and effort. Just quickly, one company that I would say steer absolutely clear from is the NCH Software. A lot of their stuff, it says yes, you can convert this, you can convert that, but it comes with limitations. Those limitations might be you can only convert the first 5 minutes of a video, you can only convert up to 200 meg of a video, or you can only convert 5 files and then you have to buy it. I've generally found the NCH stuff to be a lot of work and far more hassle than it's worth. So definitely kind of look at Format Factory. Like I said, just kind of have a look at the things you're clicking yes to and I agree to when you install it. Now, there are obviously going to be other ways that you can convert media. If you're working in video, you could put it into Premiere Pro if you had it, or Sony Vegas, or something like that. If you had audio, you could put it into Pro Tools, Cubase, Reaper, Studio One, all of those, and then just render it out. You might want to do that, you might find it suits you better. You might find that you want to convert it, but also you might want to just trim a few seconds off of each end. You can't do that in something like Format Factory. So yeah, there are loads of ways to convert your media to a source that is more suitable for your needs. So hopefully this has given you a brief introduction on how to convert media, and if there are any questions, just leave a comment. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, so click like, subscribe, share, and thank you ever so much for watching.